Religion is different, our customs are different, our traditions are different, our thoughts are different, our ambitions are different. That was the foundation of the two-nation theory that was there.
Recently, a statement came from Pakistan's army chief where he said, "We are different from Hindus, our culture, our traditions, everything is different." So the purpose of this video is to deeply explore ideologies not just between India and Pakistan, but globally, and explain them with proper historical and ideological context. 1,000 years ago, India and Pakistan were part of the same region, and most people followed Hinduism. Even China was a Buddhist country back then. Both India and China had some of the world's oldest civilizations. There was trade between them, and for nearly 3,000 to 4,000 years, Hinduism and Buddhism had major influence across Asia. But with time, ideologies evolve. Older belief systems slowly fade and new ones take over. Hinduism, which was never a political ideology but a spiritual one, had to defend itself for over 1,000 years against rising political religious ideologies. The Afghans, the Turks, and many others fell to Islamic ideology. But Hinduism, without any political motive, kept defending rather than expanding. During the Hindu rule in India, the focus was mainly on defense. But once liberal rule came, when the foundations of modern India were laid by liberals, India started believing in expansion. That's why even today, India includes the 7 sister states and Kashmir. At that time, the liberal leaders of India wanted to bring Kashmir and the Northeast into the Indian Union, even though the people living there weren't Hindus. Because liberals and even communists doesn't care about other sides' religion. Their belief lies in expanding their ideological influence. Just like America went into Afghanistan, not because of religion, but to spread liberal ideology and expand geopolitical control. Similarly, China will eventually enter Afghanistan in the coming years to spread communism. Because when a region becomes weak, it's natural for a new, stronger ideology to take over, no matter how much resistance there is. On paper, every nation says they want peace and that they don't want expansion. But in reality, liberals and communists always aim to spread their ideology. The truth is, liberals and communists don't care about religion. They don't care who you pray to, what your beliefs are, or what your religion says. Their only concern is to expand their own worldview so that eventually the majority of the world becomes either liberal or communist. That's why ideologically, India today is closer to Western liberal nations than to Pakistan or Arab countries. India follows a liberal framework. Its new generation is increasingly liberal, and that's why today's Indian youth do not relate to Pakistan ideologically. India instead is moving closer to nations like the US, UK, or France, while Pakistan remains closer to Arab Islamic nations. Even Turkey, which many think is close to Islamic countries, is actually ideologically more aligned with liberal nations because of its liberal foundation under Kemal Ataturk. And this ideological distance between Turkey and Pakistan, or Arab nations, is also growing as Turkey's younger generation becomes more liberal with time. 50 years from now, India's generation will be even more transformed. They'll be far more liberal and will find themselves even further ideologically from Pakistan. Because a liberal mindset and an Islamic mindset do not match. For example, in liberal ideology, gay marriage is not a crime, it's accepted. But in Islamic morality, it's considered a sin. In liberal societies, a girl wearing a bikini or short dress is seen as normal. But in Islamic societies, it's considered wrong. That's why liberal countries feel naturally closer to other liberal countries, and not to religious ones. Because their values, mindset, and goals are the same to spread liberal ideology, regardless of religion or culture. And yes, the Pakistan army chief was right in his statement. Ideologically, India has absolutely nothing in common with Pakistan, Afghanistan, or the Arab world. Today, India is far more connected in values and systems to countries like Turkey, Japan, and the liberal nations of the world. And this ideological closeness will only grow deeper as time passes, as India continues producing liberal generations. Turkey, too, is moving ideologically away from Arabs in Pakistan and will continue to do so as new liberal generations rise in Turkey who no longer relate to traditional conservative ideologies.